Coach Agostino, the head basketball coach for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball.
It's time for Warriors Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Coach Agostino, the head basketball coach for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Basketball Network.
This is the Warriors Basketball Pregame Show on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
And a good evening and welcome to the Fred Williams Memorial Gymnasium as we get set for tip-off in just a few minutes from now as the Amityville Warriors boys basketball team will host the Westhampton Hurricanes. It should be an exciting League 5 matchup as both of these teams have aspirations to climb the standings and make their way into the playoffs in a long, deep run. Again, thank you so much for spending your evening here with us on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Happy holidays to everyone out there. Happy early New Year. But before we get to any of that stuff, it's time to talk basketball. The Amityville Warriors come into today's contest with a 4-2 record overall. They are 3-1 in league play, whereas the Westhampton Hurricanes enter at 3-2 overall, and they are 2-2 currently in league play. Let's take a look at the standings real quick before we start talking about the last game that the Amityville Warriors played. And if we go back to the standings in League 5, Half Hollow Hills West currently at the top. They are undefeated, 5-0 overall, 4-0 in league play. Right behind them, Wyandanch having a great season. They are 3-0 in league play and also 5-0 overall. But in third place, the Amityville Warriors with a 3-1 league record. Westhampton right behind them, sitting at 2-1. And this game is going to be very important today between these two teams. And one of the reasons for that is because last year, Westhampton beat Amityville 2 times. And we'll talk about both of those games in a little while. But if Amityville wants to try to win the league this year, they're going to have to exercise the demon when it comes to the Hurricanes tonight. Before we get into any of that, let's take a look at how the Warriors got to this point. So, a couple days ago, Tuesday, December 17th, the Warriors traveled to the North Shore to take on Rocky Point, which ironically was also the last opponent that the Westhampton Hurricanes went up against as well. Now, what was interesting about this game for Amityville and the game tonight also is that the Warriors have actually had 5 games in the span of 10 days. That's a lot of basketball. Physically, this team is in great shape. Coach Agostino ensures that their conditioning is peak. They play a high-tempo basketball game. But that can be tough for any squad, no matter how good a shape that you're in. 5 games in 10 days can be grueling. But on top of that, it's also the mental side of things. How is the mental toughness and focus going to be maintained by this Warrior team as we get set to head into the holiday recess? Well, they are well coached and their players are ready to go, but we'll have to keep an eye out as the game progresses to see if fatigue becomes an issue. Let's first go into this game against Rocky Point. So we mentioned the Amityville Warriors traveled all the way to the North Shore and did something that's really important for this team to do, and that's get off to a very fast start. The Amityville Warriors won the first quarter by a score of 21-15. And for the rest of the game, it was pretty tight. Fourth quarter, Warriors didn't play their best basketball. Finishing up strong is going to be really important. But at the end of it all, Amityville comes away with a 62-58 record, an important road league win for the Warriors. And again, that is what has solidified their 3-1 league record and has put them in third place in the League 5 standings. All season long, the Warriors have been led by their top scorer, Amir Dickerson. Now, Amir Dickerson, not only is he Amityville's best and most important player, but Amir Dickerson currently sits atop the Suffolk County scorers list. He is the #1 scorer right now in Suffolk County, and he has earned that accolade by averaging 26 points per game. And when you watch Amir Dickerson play, you see he does it all. He's dangerous from beyond the arc. He's a great ball handler. He's athletic and fast. He can rebound. But one of the things that I really like about his game as well is that he gets to the free throw line and he converts his shots. Dickerson has hit 35 free throws this year, which is also tops currently in all of Suffolk County. As it goes for Amityville, Amir Dickerson, he's going to show up. But if the Warriors are going to win, I think two things need to happen, and we saw both of those in the last game. Number one, what the Warriors need to do is they need to ensure that they get off to a fast start and they don't find themselves playing from behind. We've seen this a couple times this season. We saw it last year as well, where Amityville would come out a little slow, fall behind very quickly, sometimes by double digits, and would have to put all their energy and effort into coming back into the game. And we see them do that. They never give up. They play with a lot of heart. They play for each other. But it's very, very taxing to constantly give up big runs and then have to go on huge runs of your own with the goal to have to come back and tie the game up. And then you're exhausted and you never have a chance to take the lead. So that was not an issue against Rocky Point. And that will certainly be a key that we talk about in tonight's matchup versus Westhampton also. The other thing the Warriors need to do to ensure success is secondary scoring, and that is a theme that we have talked about multiple times this season here on our broadcasts on the Amityville Broadcasting Network, in that Amir Dickerson is good for 20 points a game. Again, he's been averaging 26, which leads Suffolk County. Who is going to be that secondary scorer? Early in the season, it was Dejan Clinton leading the way. We have seen Takai Mason step up. We've seen a good balance of depth coming off the bench. Wesley Flythe has been really good off the bench for the Amityville Warriors. And that's really the key. Who is going to be that second player to step up? The guards have been very good too. Alan Dotson-Isabel and Tristan Trellis generally off the bench. They have done a really good job. But for the Warriors to be successful, they need somebody else to step up as a second threat. Because every team Amityville plays, you know who they're going to be guarding. They're going to be focusing their attention solely on Amir Dickerson. So last game against Rocky Point, the Warriors got exactly what they needed when it comes to secondary scoring. Dejan Clinton, he found his game again, putting up 12 points for Amityville, including 2 3-pointers. Got to the free throw line as well, converted both of his opportunities. And Takai Mason, who Coach Agostino has talked about so much in terms of his importance on this team this season, Mason had 11 points, third leading scorer on the Warriors, and also was able to get to the charity stripe and converted on 4 free throws in that game. So the Warriors had 3 players in double figures, and there's your game right there. Wesley Flythe again off the bench, solid job, 8 points. Alan Dotson-Isabel, he was kept kind of quiet, only 2 points, but sometimes when you're the number one guard, your job is to steer the offense, get it going, get it in the hands of your best player. So even though Alan Dotson-Isabel didn't have much in the box score as far as field goals go, he was distributing the ball around, making sure to get everyone involved. And the fact that the Warriors were able to count on 3 separate players to get into double figures, that's what put them over the top against this Rocky Point team. So with that victory, the Amityville Warriors improved to 3-1 overall in the standings and have gotten themselves set up for tonight's matchup against the Westhampton Hurricanes. And we will be breaking down that game in its entirety, as well as taking a look back at Westhampton's season up to this point. Their last matchup also came against Rocky Point as well. So we can show some parallels there in terms of how these two teams played against Rocky Point. But before we break down today's contest, let's first hear from Coach Jack Agostino. Our very own Aaron Kruder had a chance to sit down with him just a few minutes ago.
I'm Aaron Kruder with the Amityville Broadcasting Network, here for the Coaches Show with boys head basketball coach Jack Agostino. Your team had a big win over Rocky Point on Tuesday. Amir Dickerson led the team in scoring with 28 points, but was supported in secondary scoring by Dejan Clinton and Takai Mason. How important is the secondary scoring from players like them?
That's the most important part of our team. Everybody knows Amir Dickerson is one of the best players on Long Island. The other players are really good. When they step up, we're really good.
And Amir Dickerson is currently leading the list of Suffolk boys basketball leaders for the 24-25 season. How has he impacted the team this year?
Every time he steps on the court, everybody knows who they have to guard. They have to guard him. They have to take care of business and really do a good job on Amir. The more mentally tough he is, the better we play.
So, AJ Price, one of your volunteer assistant coaches and a former NBA player, was just recently named to the Suffolk County Sports Hall of Fame. What has he brought to the coaching staff, and can you talk about his legacy as a player?
He has really been like the backbone of the program for the last couple of years. He's been helping us out. The kids have tremendous respect. He's a worker. He has great connection with the kids. So he's really been like a pivotal piece to the whole puzzle right now. So I'm so happy he's back. His legacy is amazing. You know, he led us to 3 state championships. We beat some amazing teams, and he was the second main scorer versus LeBron James, and he was only a sophomore. He was only 15 years old, hit 2 free throws to win the game for us with about 3 seconds left. That's really, really impressive, and he was destined to be in the NBA, and now that we have his expertise on the bench with us, you can't ask for a better situation.
Oh, last year, Westhampton beat your team twice, and you're facing up against them today. So what adjustments are you making to get the home win today?
Well, again, if we don't turn the ball over, we would have won those last 2 games. It's all about those turnovers, taking care of the ball. We can't have any of those big runs. If you watched last year's game home that you guys televised, which was great, they went on like these big runs. We catch up, they go on a run. So we can't give up any big runs, can't turn the ball over.
And finally, what are your keys for tonight's game?
We have to play for each other. Like, not our own personal name, but the name on the front of the jersey, Amityville. That's what we're here. We represent Amityville, and we want to represent them in the best way possible. So if we stop thinking about ourselves so much and thinking about what's best for the team, then that's the most important key today.
All right, thank you.
All right. Good. Excellent.
And thank you very much, Coach Agostino. And he kind of gave a little bit of a tease there, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes when we break this game down. Again, you're watching the Amityville Broadcasting Network, and we are about 13 minutes away from the opening tip between the Amityville Warriors and the Westhampton Hurricanes. But got a little bit to talk about with assistant volunteer coach AJ Price. He doesn't even know it yet. There'll be a little ceremony for him before the game, so we don't want to give too much away, but we'll discuss that. And we'll break down today's matchup against Westhampton right after this as you're watching the pregame show on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you can't measure it on your bathroom scale. Sorting out a mental health concern is not something to attempt on your own. You won't find a bipolar disorder by looking at a thermometer. Like many other health conditions, help for mental illness takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a stick-on bandage. So the sooner you seek treatment, the better. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. Find out what to do. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support. That's samhsa.gov/support.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
This is Mark Stewart, center for the Amityville basketball team, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
And welcome back to the Fred Williams Memorial Gymnasium on the court named after the great Claude Byers. You are watching the Amityville basketball pregame show. The Warriors hosting the Westhampton Hurricanes about 10 minutes away from tip-off. And I want to thank you for joining us tonight on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel if you like what you see. you'll get all the games and other school events coming your way as well. I'm Matt Grice. I'm joined now by Sean Kruder, and now the goal is to break down tonight's game. But first of all, Sean, it's good to see you. How's everything going?
Good.
Excellent. As a member of the track team, winter track, you guys are getting ready for your season. How's that been going so far?
Good. You know, we haven't gotten the chance to go to the city, Armory, Ocean Breeze, only have meets at Suffolk Community College, but a lot of us are doing good. Myself, PR in every meet, and you know, we've had our first invitational is this weekend, so we're hoping to medal and do good and prepare for counties and leagues, and hopefully qualify for states or something like that. Our relay teams are, in the past couple of years, have been doing really well. So,
Coach Reynolds Hawkins, a legend here, has stepped away. You have a new coach. How's that been going? Hassan Matthews, former student and track star here at Amityville himself.
Well, you know, a lot of us already know him because he's been the assistant for the past couple of years. But you know, he's a great coach. He's a great guy to be in charge of the program, and he's brought a great assistant, Coach Kyrie Johnson. He used to work at Speed Island, which you don't know what that is. It's an elite speed training place on Long Island, and he himself, he went to Texas A&M and ran track. I believe he owns a world record, or so he claims to us. But he knows all about running and how to improve. And you know, I have faith in the coaching staff to get us where we want to be in track.
Well, we wish you all success as your season continues to move forward. Now we have to focus on what's going on tonight. And tonight, it's the Amityville Warriors versus the Westhampton Hurricanes. And this is an important game for Amityville. I was talking about it before, how the Warriors, coached by Jack Agostino, his brother Anthony Agostino, and volunteer assistant A.J. Price, they come into this game in third place in League 5 with a 3-1 league record. But right behind them at 2-1 is Westhampton. And last year, Westhampton was able to defeat the Warriors on two separate occasions. But what's interesting is Westhampton's last game, they're well rested. They haven't played since Saturday, December 14th. They played Rocky Point, the same opponent that Amityville had played a few days ago. The Warriors defeated Rocky Point 62-58. Pretty close game. Amityville got up to a nice start in that. Rest of the game was pretty close. But that wasn't really the story so much when Westhampton hosted Rocky Point last weekend, as Westhampton played a pretty dominant basketball game.
Westhampton was able to defeat Rocky Point 61-47, and you know, they were led by Westhampton was led in scores by Jordan Bennett with 15, Dante Quinones with 15, and Truman Hahn with 11. And you know, just in any game where you're able to outscore an opponent like that, it's, you know, sets a tone for the next game. And obviously last year, when Westhampton was able to defeat Amityville, they're coming back in here looking to continue that streak. And you know, I think they're coming in here looking to continue that streak, but Amityville's coming in looking to end that and like get their get back after last year. And, you know, being able to defeat them, that would be huge for Amityville here, as that would put them above rather than a loss would tie them.
Yeah, key players. They had their number, had Amityville's number last year as well. But Jordan Bennett, as you just mentioned, right now he's the number 14 scorer in Suffolk County, averaging 21 points a game. And you mentioned he had 15 in the last one. Truman Hahn, last year he also gave the Warriors fits. They're both back this year. It should be tough. And that's a thing that we've been talking about with Amityville this season, is where is the secondary scoring coming from? It's been inconsistent from game to game. You know what you're getting from Suffolk County's current number 1 leading scorer in Amir Dickerson, who is going to be that number 2 and number 3 option. And we've seen a bunch of different players step up, but nobody consistently. And when they don't find that secondary scoring, they don't do as well. Westhampton, they seem to have it built in every game.
Yeah, and I think, you know, obviously with Amir Dickerson being the number 1 scorer in Suffolk, you know, I think they're looking for other people to step up. And, you know, last year they had, I believe it was a team loaded with seniors. So they're kind of looking for people to help Amir Dickerson. Obviously, they're 3-1, but they still need some help. Now, I think that if they just get some people to step up and help them out, they can pull off a win here. But, it's going to be up to this team, and I think Coach Agostino is going to try to touch on that, obviously looking for some people to step up other than, obviously, Amir Dickerson.
And that's going to be a key to tonight's game. Let's talk about those games from last year, the ones in which Amityville fell short twice to Westhampton, really in convincing fashion. The first game was on December 18th, basically almost a year ago to the day, and Amityville fell short 72-54. That was on the road. They had a chance for redemption at home, and that was on January 26th. That one didn't go their way either, with a 66-55 loss. But, one of the themes that we've talked about, and in that last game they had against Westhampton, Amityville needs to get off to a faster start than they did in that contest.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a bit of a closer loss than the other game that they played against them, but they're going to need to cut it a little closer and be able to win. But Jordan Bennett was able to have 17 points for Westhampton, Truman Hahn with 16, and Andrew Mensch at 15. But for Amityville, the lone person that stood out was Amir Dickerson with 18. And there we go back to that theme where there's only one person standing out. They need help from other people. And obviously there was a couple of the other scoring leaders from last year's game were seniors that graduated. So they're looking for people to step up. And I think we look at this team, look at this roster, there are people that are capable of that. Like, obviously, in me knowing some of these players, I've played other sports with them, like being able to know them for the past 4 years of my life. But, I think that they have to step up, and with Westhampton be able to dominate them in their past couple showings against Amityville, something's going to have to change here. Whereas last year, obviously with better scores, better team, they're going to be able to have to find a way to pull off the victory.
Yeah, you mentioned Savell Williams, Sherwood Johnson. They are gone. Westhampton, they lost the top scorer last year as well, and that was Andrew Mensch, so that's somebody the Warriors won't have to contend with tonight. But yeah, in that game, the Warriors were outscored 21-7 in the first quarter alone, and that was a theme that Coach Agostino has spoken about multiple times, and we've seen it play out this year where they fall behind early and they spend the rest of the game trying to play catch-up, and that can be exhausting to have to constantly do that.
Yeah, I think, in any sport, in any game, having to play catch-up, it's a bit exhausting. Like, you get down, it's hard to come back and get back in the game. But, that's what they have to do. Coach Agostino, talking about not going scoreless, they have to come out of the gate aggressive. They have to come out scoring points. You obviously can't win a game without scoring points. They have to come out and be able to score and try to take an early lead against this Westhampton team.
That will be key, especially a team that had 2 victories against the Warriors last year. In that last game, Bennett went off for 17 points, Hahn 16 points, and in the previous game before that where they played, Bennett had 25. So these 2 players have had success against the Warriors. This is a team that's good in the paint. Hahn can score from beyond the arc. He's shown that. He had 4 3-pointers in that last game against Amityville, but this is a team that's successful in the paint. So the Warriors are going to have to be very, very strong in that regard. But as we are getting set for tip-off, we're just a few minutes away. Sean, what are your keys tonight for the Amityville Warriors?
Obviously, I think they got Amir Dickerson is going to have to continue being able to be the number 1 scorer. And I think he's going to, obviously, like I talked about before, going to have support. I think people like Dejan Clinton is going to have to help out. I believe there's a couple freshmen on the team that are playing, and obviously being young and being on a varsity team, and obviously in a sport like basketball where height really matters, they're going to have to put that aside and having to be able to outplay their opponents. And Amityville is going to have to come out of the gate, like I said, aggressive. Like they can't go scoreless in any quarter. They have to play good defense, play good offense. They have to limit some of these leading scorers that Westhampton has, and then I think they'll be able to pull off the victory.
Well, it should be a fun contest, and we're going to find out what happens in just a few moments. We have the A.J. Price ceremony coming up, which he's about 10 feet away from us. He has no idea that he's going to be honored as a new member of the Suffolk County Hall of Fame, the Sports Hall of Fame. So that should be fun. It'll be that, starting lineups, anthem, and tip-off. Amityville Warriors, Westhampton Hurricanes, coming up next right here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
I'm Jose. I work construction. My day starts at 4 a.m. Life's tight, but I eat right by choosing one day a week to prep multiple meals with healthy recipes. Then I freeze the extra. I save money by bringing lunch to work. Then dinner is already made. Life just got easier, and I have more time to spend with my family. To learn how to eat right when life's tight, visit snapedny.org to learn more.
SNAP-Ed is funded by USDA Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.
With a 3-1 record, the Amityville boys basketball team currently sits in third place in the League 5 standings. But right behind them is Westhampton. The Hurricanes defeated the Warriors twice last season and bring back their leading scorer who lit up the box score both times against them. Can Amityville avenge the loss and continue their climb to the top of the League 5 standings? Or will Westhampton bring another storm? Find out right now on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
This is Mark Stewart, center for the Amityville basketball team, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
It's time for Warriors Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
And welcome to the Fred Williams Memorial Gymnasium as we get a live shot here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network of A.J. Price, former star here for the Warriors, former NBA player, now a volunteer coach. And we want to send it to our PA announcer as he gets honored as being named as the newest member of the Suffolk County Sports Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Amityville Memorial High School for today's boys varsity basketball.
Okay, a real short ceremony there, but once again, welcome back to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Matt Grice on the call, along with, we've swapped out twins here. Aaron Kruder will join us, and we're going to get into the starters and then break down this contest. So once again, congratulations to A.J. Price. For the Westhampton Hurricanes, they come in with a 3-2 record overall, 2-1 in league play. And their starters be number 1, Antonio Washington, number 3, Sam Quinn, number 10, Truman Hahn, number 13, Dante Quinwans, and number 14, Jordan Bennett. And they are coached by Connor Davis. And for the Amityville Warriors, they enter tonight's contest with a 4-2 record overall, 3-1 in League 5 play. And their starters will be number 0, Alan Dotson Isabel. Number 10, Wesley Flythe. He gets the start today. Takai Mason, number 12. Number 13, Dejon Clinton. And, of course, number 24, Amir Dickerson. Warriors are coached by head coach Jack Agostino, assistant coach Anthony Agostino, and the man that we honored just moments ago, volunteer assistant coach A.J. Price. And, Aaron, for A.J. Price, this has to be a pretty special honor.
Yes, I agree. I mean, he played here in Amityville, and then he went on to play in the NBA, and he came back here after that to volunteer coach for the team, and you can tell that it means a lot to these players and to the other coaches. And as Agostino mentioned, you know, in the coaches show earlier, he has made an impact on the coaching team. He brings a lot to this program.
Yes, he sure does, and I mean, he's a legend here. His name is in the rafters here in the Fred Williams Memorial Gymnasium. So a very special honor. It was exciting. We kind of were tipped off by Coach Agostino before the game, but A.J. Price had no idea. Tip-off in just a moment between the Warriors and the Westhampton Hurricanes. But for right now, we'll stand for our national anthem. And once again, good evening, and thank you for joining us here on this Thursday night on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Warriors and Hurricanes, Matt Grice, Aaron Kruder, Janiyah Barton on the sidelines for us. She'll be joining us as well in just a little bit. But we are getting all set, and both teams get their final pep talks from their respective coaches. Aaron, last year, Warriors fell twice to the Hurricanes, and right now this is a big game. It's a league game, and Westhampton right behind the Warriors in the standings.
Yes, I mean, Amityville has fallen to Westhampton the past 2 games they played against them, but hopefully with their coming off a win from Rocky Point, they can have enough energy and enthusiasm to take the win today.
Again, Dotson, Isabel, Flythe, Mason, Clinton, and Dickerson for the Warriors. Washington, Quinn Hahn, Quinn Ones, and Bennett will come out to midcourt for the Hurricanes. And looks like Amir Dickerson is taking a free throw. I'm not really sure why. This could be a technical before the game started. And it falls. So the Warriors, before the clock even starts here, will get some points on the board as the second free throw does not go. And now we can start things off officially. A technical foul called before the opening tip. And instead of having an opening tip, Amir Dickerson will actually inbound right in front of us here on press row. So the Warriors have a 1-0 lead before we really even get going. That's a rarity. You don't see that too often. Dotson, Isabel, over to Dickerson, far corner now, bottom of the circle. It's Dotson, Isabel, right side. Clinton dribbles twice, hands it off to Dickerson. Dickerson looks for the screen, right wing, crossover dribble, drives, baseline jumper, tipped, and no good. And possession goes to the Hurricanes. Quinn has it, double teamed in the corner, stolen away by the Warriors. Dickerson up ahead to Mason. Mason looking to take it himself, scoops it up, doesn't go, loose ball, and it's picked up by Quinn. Quinn down the court to Hahn. Hahn drive, underneath, scoop, and good. Nice play by Truman Hahn. And the Hurricanes get their first lead of the game, 2-1, 7:15 to go in the first.
Good play by Hahn there. He had 11 points in Westhampton's last game against Rocky Point.
Dotson, Isabel in the corner. Dickerson, wide open three-pointer, sinks it. So Suffolk County's leading scorer gets the Warriors going. He's got all 4 of their points. 2-point lead for Amityville, just under 7 to play in quarter number 1. Driving in the lane, 5-foot jumper, and finds the bottom of the net, and that'll be Truman Hahn. So he has all 4 of Westhampton's points. So back and forth early here to start the game as we are all tied up. Dotson, Isabel slowing things down. Bottom of the circle, crossover dribble, drives left, pulls up, looks for help. Finds it in Mason. Mason, low right block, up with the layup off the glass and in. So it's Kai Mason, who had 11 points in Amityville's win against Rocky Point, once again gives the Warriors the lead. Top of the key, it's Washington. Down low, left block, Bennett. Bennett kicks it back out to Quinn Ones, puts up the 3, off the side of the rim, no good, and Dickerson pulls down the basket. Long baseball pass, full court to Clinton, and we get a whistle, and they're going to call a foul. Clinton wasn't able to make the wide open layup, but probably because of the contact that came his way, and that will send Dejon Clinton to the free throw line.
Clinton is one of Amityville's main secondary scorers here. Played a pivotal part in their win against Rocky Point on Tuesday.
And the southpaw hits the first free throw. If Clinton, as you were saying, Aaron, if Clinton can get going, that's going to help this Amityville team a lot so that it doesn't all fall on the shoulders of Dickerson. And Clinton gets the job done 2 for 2. And the Warriors are doubling up the Hurricanes. 5:47 to go in quarter number 1. Quinn has it. Right wing, top of the key, Washington. Around the world pass, tipped down below, but gathered up by Bennett. Back to Quinn Ones. Slips, goes up from the left side, doesn't go. Washington with the rebound. Here's a three-pointer from the far side. That's strong. Loose ball. Chasing it down is Flythe. He takes it himself. Now kicks it over in the corner to Dickerson. Dickerson drives, baseline, triple team, finds Clinton, left wing, in the corner, plays catch with Dobson. Now goes up with the three-pointer. That doesn't go. Loose ball in the paint. We get a foul, and that'll be called on Dickerson. Possession goes to the Hurricanes.
These free throw shots are really important to the game, and it's good that Amityville is making them so early on, especially starting the game as well. And if they're missing those, that's not good for them, but they're hitting them right now, giving them an early lead against Westhampton.
Bennett, the big man, brings it up himself. In the corner now, it's Quinwans. Quinwans loses the handle. Ball is on the floor as well as a pile of bodies, and jump ball is called. Possession will favor the Hurricanes, so good effort by both teams going after that. Bennett's going to be the key, Aaron, tonight. They're going to have to shut him down as he has had several dominant games against the Warriors.
Jordan Bennett is also featured in the top stats leaders of Suffolk County. He's number 14.
Three-pointer doesn't go out of the hands of Truman Hahn, and the Warriors will bring it up. It's Dickerson, far sideline, drives, and they're going to call a foul on the floor. I was wondering if they were going to call a travel there, but Amityville will retain possession underneath their own basket. 8-4, Warriors out in front, 4:46 to go, opening quarter. Addis Samorinas, he enters the game. Bounce pass underneath to a cutting West Flythe. Great play, and it's 10-4 Warriors, 4:39 to go, first quarter. Amityville on a 6-0 run. Hahn has it. Make that Smorins. Quinwans, low block, ball almost out of bounds. Trying to save it is Washington, but it's Dickerson that pulls down the pass, finds Flythe, right side up with the layup, doesn't fall, and the rebound pulled down by Bennett. Lead pass outlet goes to Quinwans. His shot doesn't go from the left side, and Amityville brings it back up the court. It's Dickerson. Dickerson guarded by Quinn, drives in the paint. Left wing Trey, that doesn't go out of the hands of Dotson Isabel. And Bennett will bring the ball up the court, and we get a whistle and an early timeout called by Coach Connor Davis. Warriors leading 10-4 halfway through the first quarter.
Some pretty good gameplay right off the bat. Amityville is doing really good against Westhampton. As mentioned, the coaches show Agostino mentioned some adjustments that are being made in order for Amityville to do better against Westhampton.
Let's check in with a third member of our crew for the first time tonight, Janiyah Barton.
I had some good conversations with the players today previous to the game. Everyone seemed in good spirits and ready to play. Takai Mason, player number 12, started playing basketball at a young age because of his parents' influence and grew to love playing without any nerves on the court. Now his position is scoring and getting rebounds. His personal strengths are driving to the basket and mid-range shots. But a small weakness of his is his ability of using his left hand. A goal of his this season is to make first team, which is an athletic awards. Back to you, Mr. Grice.
Thank you, Janai, and we will continue to check in with her as this game goes on. Janai Barton on the sidelines, Aaron Kruder, I'm Matt Grice, and it is quarter number 1, Warriors and Hurricanes. Westhampton will inbound near sideline, right in front of us here on press row. Warriors with a 10-4 lead. Aaron so far doing what they needed to, getting off to a fast start. Quinn has it. Picks up his dribble, needs some help. His teammates don't realize. And now he gets it over to Bennett. Bennett from the free throw line. That doesn't go off the side of the rim. And Dickerson calmly pulls in the board.
These types of turnovers are what Agostino mentioned were really important for Amityville's gameplay today.
Flythe to Clinton to Dickerson. In front of the Hurricane bench, Dickerson bounce pass. Clinton wide open three, top of the key, strong. And rebound is pulled down by Bennett. Warriors leading by 6, 3:20 to go. Opening frame. Bennett has it, right wing. Dribbles once, passes it over to Washington, top of the key, left side driving. Now it's Quinwans, and we get a whistle and a foul on the floor as we get a buzzer, and Jordan Hines will enter the game, as well as Tristan Trellis, and Wes Flythe will take a seat. Trellis has been very good off the bench in place of Alan Dotson Isabel, who also gets a breather from Coach Agostino. And it's nice to have both of those guards able to carry the workload because you know you'll always have somebody you can trust. 10-4, Warriors in front, 3:09 to go first quarter. It's Quinn Ones, tries to get a pass down to Bennett, doesn't go. Fast break the other way, it's Mason, takes it himself, shot doesn't fall, and the rebound pulled down by Smorinas. Here comes Quinn Ones. Quinn Ones guarded by Clint, one-on-one, up with the shot from the left side. Nothing called, and now we get a whistle after the fact, and they're going to call a foul, looks like on Dejon Clinton. And it'll be Westhampton basketball. They'll inbound under their own net. Quinn, tasked with getting the ball inbounds, gets it over to Bennett. Spin, shot doesn't go. This time, Clinton able to pull down a clean board and gives it to Dickerson to bring the ball up the court. 6-point lead for the Warriors, 2:40 to go, first quarter. Trellis, his first touch, right wing. Bottom of the circle is Clinton, left side, Dickerson. Dickerson guarded by Quinn Ones. Dribbles once, finds Trellis in the paint, up with the shot, doesn't go, and a collision. And they're going to call, looks like they're going to call an offensive foul on Trellis. Good effort. Warriors still up by 6. So, Smorinas inbounds. 2 Warriors in the backcourt. Not a serious press. That one almost escapes Smorinas. Guarded by Dickerson. Dickerson with the steal. 1-on-2. Up from the left side. Doesn't go. And Bennett able to pull it down. So Westhampton survives the turnover, and we get a hip check by Clinton right at midcourt. And possession will remain in the hands of the Hurricanes.
Lots of energy from the crowd here tonight from the Westhampton, coming far way out to Amityville here.
10-4, Warriors in front. Amityville on a 6-0 run. We haven't seen much scoring the last few minutes here as Bennett gets the ball inbounds to Quinn. Quinn crosses the timeline, moves to the left side, guarded by Trellis, bounce pass, down low, spinning around. It's Bennett, and that doesn't go. And we get another whistle. And this is going to be something we have to continue to watch out for. They're not a big threat from beyond the arc, but the Hurricanes are a big team, and they have the ability to dominate the paint. And the Warriors, they've been doing a good job keeping Westhampton off the scoreboard, but they've been getting called for some fouls in the process. Bennett left open from three-pointer. That doesn't fall. And Amityville brings down the rebound. Long pass ahead, 2-on-0. Clinton up with the shot, and good. 8-0 run for Amityville. 12-4, 1:45 to go in the first.
Pretty good defense by Amityville here tonight.
Quinn, left wing, open three, Smorinas, and it lands in the hands of Mason. Full court pass up to Trellis, and the easy lay-in gives the Warriors their biggest lead of the contest. They are up by 10 with 83 seconds to go in the first quarter. 10-0 run for the Warriors. Quinn trying to do it himself, now gets some help from Bennett. Corner three-pointer, that doesn't go for Smorinas, and the ball is still loose. The Warriors take it out. Dickerson kicks it out, baseline, thinking about a three with Trellis. Instead, he gets it back to Dickerson. Right wing, looking for a screen. Dribbles left side, stops at the free throw line. Up with the shot, doesn't go. Trellis, contact, good effort. And we get a foul, and that'll be called on the black jersey. So the Amityville Warriors will keep possession as substitute. And Dickerson will take a quick breather. And Wes Fleith re-enters this game. Also, Jordan Bennett taking a seat. So the two best players for both teams getting a quick breather as Clinton inbounds the ball. Trellis has it, bottom of the circle, under a minute to go. Warriors up by 10. Mason, three-pointer. Trellis rims out. Rebound pulled down by Washington. 35 seconds to go. Pass is intercepted by Trellis, who drives to the basket, and they're going to call another offensive foul on Tristan Trellis. So a turnover for the Warriors. Again, good effort by Trellis, but Trellis with 2 offensive fouls on his resume over the last couple of minutes. Shot clock is turned off. 31.8 seconds remaining, quarter number 1. 14-4, Warriors out in front. Hahn with the ball, bottom of the circle, kicks it over to Quinn. Quinn dribbles back to center court. Far side of Bennett back in the game. Bennett over to Hahn. Hahn dribbles once, left wing open look. Quinn from downtown, doesn't go. 12 seconds left. Here comes Amityville. It's Mason, 8 seconds left. To Trellis, driving off the glass and in. 15-4, 2 seconds left. See if they can get a final shot off Hahn from half court, and it doesn't go. Tristan Trellis doing a great job off the bench, and quarter one has come to a close. Warriors, it has been all Amityville up to this point. 16-4 lead. We'll be right back with quarter number 2 here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
I'm Jose. I work construction. My day starts at 4 a.m. Life's tight, but I eat right by choosing one day a week to prep multiple meals with healthy recipes. Then I freeze the extra. I save money by bringing lunch to work. Then dinner is already made. Life just got easier, and I have more time to spend with my family. To learn how to eat right when life's tight, visit snapedny.org to learn more.
SNAP-Ed is funded by USDA Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.
I've been driving trucks for a long time. Safety is my #1 priority. I know that my truck has huge blind spots. That's why I remember to check my mirrors often for smaller vehicles. Everyone can help keep our roads safe. Next time you're behind the wheel, try to avoid lingering in those blind spots. It can be dangerous. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Coach Agostino, the head basketball coach for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Basketball Network.
Matt Grice, Aaron Kruder, and Janai Barton on the sidelines as we welcome you back for quarter number 2. The Amityville Warriors and the Westhampton Hurricanes. We mentioned last year, Hurricanes 2 convincing wins against Amityville, but after 1 quarter of play, Amityville looking strong as they have a 16-4 lead. 12-0 run for the Warriors going back to quarter number 1. They look to add on as Amityville starts with possession. Tristan Trellis, the last 4 points for Amityville, has it, kicks it into the corner, and taking a 15-footer and off the side of the rim, no good, was Mason. And it'll be the Hurricanes regrouping. Washington finds Hahn, right wing, in front of the Warrior bench. Looks for a screen, double teamed. Bounce pass over to Washington. Washington spins, looks for the shot. Instead, it's Bennett. Spins left side, doesn't go. Bennett having a hard time finding the bottom of the net. Here comes the Warriors. It's Trellis. Trellis, Dickerson. And they're going to call a travel on Amir Dickerson. So turnover for the Warriors as they lead by 12 points thanks to a 12-0 run, 7:14 to go in the first half. Hahn has it, crosses the timeline, guarded by Flythe. Corner, it's Bennett. Down low, left block. Jacob Permakoff seeing his first action of the night. And Aaron, everybody on this team is a big body, which is a big help. But right now, we are going to check in with the third member of our team, and that goes to the sideline, Janiyah Barton. All right, we're having technical difficulties, so we'll check in with Janiyah in just a little bit. Here come the Warriors. Dickerson, hard contact going up with the shot, and they are going to call a foul. Had to make sure that that wasn't going to be another offensive foul on the Warriors. Instead, Dickerson goes to the free throw line where he began tonight's journey, a technical foul before the opening tip called on Westhampton, and Dickerson got Amityville's first points of the game from the charity stripe, and now he adds to it. 13-0 run for the Warriors. Dickerson's 5th point of the game.
As I mentioned before, hitting these free throw shots are really important for Amityville to keep the lead that they have here.
Next shot doesn't go. Westhampton breaking on the other side. Nice play by Truman Hahn, laying it in from the right side. That ends the 13-0 run for the Warriors. Dickerson gets it to Trellis. Free throw line now, it's Hines, and it's stolen away. Bennett looks to take it himself, has it stripped out of his hands by Hines. Good defensive play. And possession will go to Amityville. Great hustle by Hines getting back on that play.
Yeah, I mean, these turnovers, again, are really good for Amityville. As Agostino mentioned in the coaches show, too, that's what they need to win this game.
Now we will check in with the third member of our crew, Janiyah Barton, who's on the sidelines.
Prior to the game, I spoke to Coach Agostino. Today's key points that he went over with the team for today's game is for the players to play for each other and stick together like brothers, share the ball, and play a good defense. Dejan Clinton, number 13, told me last time that the coach comes up with all their plays, but today in conversation with Coach Agostino, that though he does come up with the plays, which he has learned as the years have went on, the players do have a lot of playing freedom. But a problem that he does have with the players is that he needs them to play as hard as they can all the time. And sometimes they slack off, which affects everybody, even if one does. Even so, he couldn't see himself being anything but a coach. But this season, Coach has noticed a lot of improvement in Wesley Flythe, player number 10. He has improved by exhibiting more confidence while playing, a better attitude in the game, and more effective play time. Back to you, Mr. Grice.
Thank you, Janiyah. Great job as always. 17-6, Warriors out in front against Westhampton. 6:25 to go in the first half. Thanks for spending your Thursday night here with us on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And, of course, happy holidays to everyone. A happy new year as well. Amityville has the ball. Up 11. It's Dickerson out of the timeout, bottom of the circle. Finds Trellis, and that pass is stolen away, and slamming it home on the other end is Jordan Bennett. He gets on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. Warriors pushing the tempo the other way. Three-pointer. Mason doesn't go. Rebound tipped out of bounds, and Westhampton will be awarded the ball. 17-8, 6:02 to play, first half.
It was really good by Westhampton's Bennett, play right there.
Hahn has it. Over to Bennett. Bennett gets a screen. Dribbles from right to left. Ball is tipped. Garbage scooped up by Hahn. Hahn tries to find Bennett in the near corner, and Bennett was cutting to the basket, so it goes out of bounds, and the Warriors will have it. 17-8, 5:41 to go, second quarter.
Seems to be some miscommunication within the Westhampton team. Stuff like that is what we rarely see on the Amityville Warriors just because of their, as we mentioned in previous games, their family-like bond.
Dotson Isabel taking his time, finds Clinton, right wing. Clinton tries to force a pass into Mason. It's tipped, but Mason recovers. Almost loses the handle. Now takes it himself, and uncontested off the glass and in. 20-8, 5:19 to go. Second quarter. Warriors pressing. Quinn able to break the press. Corner double team by Bennett. Outlet back out to Hahn. Hahn guarded by Flythe. Drives in the lane and hits. 19-10, just under 5 to play, second quarter. 8 points for Hahn. 2 for Bennett and nothing anywhere else from Westhampton, and that's where we stand. Flythe thinks about a baseline three. Instead, throws it cross court to Clinton. Jimmy's right. Three-pointer by Dotson Isabel. That doesn't go. And Quinn brings the ball up, guarded by Clinton with the left hand. No good. Loose ball paint, out of bounds, Warrior basketball.
This is the type of defense that Amityville needs to keep up if they want to keep their 9-point lead right now and finish out the second quarter same as they did the first.
Jack Agostino spoke about consistency and not falling behind. So far, the Warriors have done everything he's asked them to do in this contest. As Dickerson almost loses the handle. Cross court, wide open corner three by Flythe, and he sinks it. 22-10, 4 minutes to play in the half. Down low, underneath, swatted away by Mason. Smacked right out of the hands of Permakoff, and the Warriors Fast break the other way. Clinton underneath, up with the shot, doesn't go, but he draws the foul, and he'll be rewarded with a pair of free throws.
The Warriors are playing pretty smart today, not drawing too many fouls, but again, making these free throw shots are really important for Amityville to keep their lead.
I'm impressed with the job that they are doing on the glass, not allowing second chances as the first free throw rims out. Aaron, it definitely looks like Westhampton has the height advantage, but that's not playing out on the court.
That's what we see with Amityville against a lot of other teams. You know, Amityville isn't the tallest team, but they make up for it with their talent and their skill and their precision on the court.
Washington and Quinn take a seat as Clinton converts on the second free throw. 23-10, 3:46 to go in the half. Smarinas just in the game, finds Hahn. Hahn pressured by Flythe. Center court, triple teamed, gets it over to Bennett, far side, dribbles in the paint, loses it, but a reach-in foul will be called on Amityville. That won't be called on Clinton. So Westhampton will inbound under their own basket. Coach Davis screaming out instructions from the sideline. Three-pointer by Hahn doesn't go. And it's scooped up by Dickerson. Dickerson 1-on-3, puts on the brakes. Bounce pass over to Clinton, far side now. It's Flythe. Three-pointer, corner, off the far rim, no good by Dotson Isabel, but right back to him. Driving in the lane is Flythe, and we get a whistle. And it looks like they're going to call an offensive foul on Flythe. (23-10), Warriors up by 13. 3:17 to play in quarter number 2. Warriors pressing. Bennett, far sideline, gets it over to Smarinas. And that pass is tipped out of bounds. Good defense by Dickerson, but the Hurricanes will retain possession.
Dickerson definitely is one of the taller players for the Warriors. And even though, as we just mentioned, they have a shorter team, Dickerson's height really helps him with defensive plays like that.
Flythe and Dotson Isabel, they'll take a seat. Inbound pass, and Jordan Bennett able to convert. And it's 23-12, under 3 to play in quarter 2. Mason plays catch with Trellis. Cross court to Dickerson. Dickerson guarded by Quinn Ones. Corner 3, Clinton drills it. Dejan Clinton from downtown. It's 26-12, 2:43 to go in the half. And Coach Connor Davis wants to talk it over.
We are seeing some really good play here from Clinton so far. It's just the second quarter right now, and we're already seeing those secondary scorers such as Clinton and Trellis making big waves in their, and Amityville has a 14-point lead right now, and those are definitely the things that we need to see from Amityville to win over this team that they haven't had the best luck against in past seasons, but they're showing that today that they can go up against a team like this.
Clinton, 12 points in Amityville's last win against Rocky Point. He already has 8 points tonight, and he's done it from everywhere. He's converted from the free throw line. He's made plays defensively. He's scored in the paint. And that last tray for Clinton gets the crowd going. And Aaron, you know, this is exactly what you wanted to see out of Amityville, playing against a team that, returning 2 of their leading scorers from last year, a team that dominated the Warriors last year at times. Looks like Amityville's grown a lot in the past year.
Yeah, I mean, in their Amityville's last game against Westhampton, in the first quarter, Westhampton scored 21 points and Amityville only 7, and we surpassed that already in just the first quarter today and the second quarter right now.
So the Hurricanes will bring it up the court. Warriors pressing. Hahn has it, drives underneath to Quinn Ones. That doesn't go. And a pass almost lands in our lap. Thank you, Amir Dickerson, for pulling that one out of the air. Crossover dribble, kicks it over to the corner. Three-pointer doesn't go by Hines and goes out of bounds near corner. Amityville retained possession as it goes off of Smarinas. And Coach Agostino calls a timeout to talk things over. 26-12, 2:20 to go in the half.
These are some good coaching decisions that we love to see from these teams. And calling a timeout at moments like this, especially by either team, can really be helpful in pulling the team together. If they make a mistake, they might be in their head, but talking over with your team and your coach can help you get your head back in the game, and especially for these players, for Amityville, keeping up the good work that they are doing.
So Coach Agostino certainly knows when to call those timeouts. Coach Agostino is also a member of the Suffolk County Hall of Fame, along with ball players Jason Frazier and Mike James. And as we mentioned before, and another congratulations, A.J. Price tonight getting the phone call, the notification that he will be inducted into the Suffolk County Sports Hall of Fame. So 4 Warriors from the basketball program enjoy that distinctive honor, and congratulations goes out to the Warrior volunteer coach, A.J. Price, a well-deserved honor as he has a great history as a player here for the Warriors. 26-12, 2:17 to go, second quarter, down low, and they're going to call an offensive foul to Kai Mason. Didn't like the call. Third offensive foul in the first half on the Warriors. So the Hurricanes doing a good job getting in front of the Warriors, blocking their path to the basket and planting their feet. And the Hurricanes will have it. Warriors pressing. Bennett right in front of his own bench. Gets it to Hahn. Hahn crosses midcourt. Bounce pass over to Permakoff. That doesn't go, but the ball is put back by Quinn Ones. And it's 26-14, 2-minute mark of the second quarter. Corner, Clinton fakes, pulls up jumper, and Dejon Clinton's in double figures. He is on fire. Warriors back out in front by 14. It's 28-14, doubling up the Hurricanes, 1:40 to go. First half, three-pointer corner, Smorinas. That doesn't go, and they're going to say that a toe touched the stripe on the baseline, and the Warriors get the ball. 28-14, 96 seconds to go, second quarter. Trellis, bottom of the circle. Guarded by Quinn. Picks up the dribble, finds Dickerson. Right wing. Crossover dribble, gets a screen. Looks for the long two off the front of the rim. Rebound goes to Hahn. Hahn pushing the tempo up ahead to Quinn, but passes too far, out of bounds, and it'll be Warrior basketball.
Another collision on the court between Hahn and Dickerson midcourt. We're seeing a lot of clash between these players, but nothing bad.
Warriors have it. It's Trellis, Dickerson right wing. 1 minute to go in the first half. Warriors currently doubling up the Hurricanes. Swatted away by Bennett out of the hands of Trellis. Warriors keep possession, though. Trellis tries to get a bounce pass down low to Mason. It's picked off. Now the down court pass almost intercepted. Quinn Ones has it. That doesn't go. Dickerson, and that ball is out of bounds. Now we check in with the third member of our crew, Janai Barton, on the sidelines.
Hi, guys. I spoke to varsity player Ellis Smith, number 30, before the game as well. He's feeling good. High energy for him, which is different because he usually keeps a calm demeanor. Ellis's position in the game is playing center. Surprisingly, he's never nervous to play. He works to discipline himself to keep his emotions in check while playing, which is a huge strength. Another strength of his is his layups. He wants to practice shooting more. Ellis has been playing since young, but he got into basketball on his own. He's just someone that respects camaraderie in the game and having fun overall. Back to you.
Thanks, Janaya. And after the foul, we get a few substitutions. We'll get you caught up with in just a moment. But Warriors doubling up the Hurricanes, 28-14 here. 44.5 seconds to go in the first half. And right off the inbound pass, Bennett with a fancy 10-footer. And it's 28-16, 35 on the game clock. About a 4-second differential, shot clock and game clock. Dickerson sets up the offense. Has it far left wing, guarded by Quinn. Crossover dribble, gets a screen from Hines. Dickerson, fancy between the legs. Now he hands over the duties to Trellis. And Aaron Kruder over here almost gets a souvenir as that pass comes flying into the stands. 5 seconds on the shot clock, 9.3 seconds on the game clock. Warriors up 28-16. And Dickerson has it, puts up a long three, doesn't find any iron, so that'll be a shot clock violation. And with 3.3 seconds left in the first half, Westhampton has a full court to travel to try to put up some last-minute points. And that inbound pass is stolen away by Trellis, puts up a shot at the buzzer, but he can't hit it. Great heads up by Tristan Trellis. Basketball reflexes showing him off there. Even though the shot doesn't fall, though, the first half belongs completely to the Amityville Warriors. Don't go anywhere. We will break this one down at halftime for you, but right now Amityville has a 28-16 lead. Halftime show coming up next, right here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you can't measure it on your bathroom scale. Sorting out a mental health concern is not something to attempt on your own. You won't find a bipolar disorder by looking at a thermometer. Like many other health conditions, help for mental illness takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a stick-on bandage. So the sooner you seek treatment, the better. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. Find out what to do. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support. That's samhsa.gov/support.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Coach Agostino, the head basketball coach for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Basketball Network.
This is the Warriors Basketball Halftime Show on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
And welcome back to the Fred Williams Memorial Gymnasium. We are at the half, and half number one belonged to the Amityville Warriors as they lead 28-16. Matt Grice, Sean Kruder here with us on the halftime show. We thank you for spending your evening with us. Please subscribe to the Amityville Broadcasting Network so you get notifications for all of our games and coverage of school-wide events. Fun first half. We talked in the pregame, you especially, about needing to get to a fast start, not fall behind to a team that defeated the Warriors 2 times last year. I would imagine Coach Agostino is pleased with what he's seen from his squad up to this point.
Yeah, like you said, we talked about getting a strong start offensively, and I think they've done just that. 28 points, scored 21-16. Dejon Clinton, 10 points, and Amir Dickerson with 5. And, you know, someone else I've noticed who's playing pretty well is Tristan Trellis. I believe he's have 4 points, but he's playing better. He's playing more than the points say. I think, like I said, we have more people contributing than just Amir Dickerson. And I think they've done a great job, both offensively and defensively, kind of holding this Westhampton team to only 16 points. So,
yeah, Trellis, you know, he may not be lighting up the box score in terms of points, but you're absolutely right. I mean, he was called for a couple offensive fouls, but you have to enjoy watching the aggression, the passion, the assertiveness that he's shown, and nothing was more impressive than that play at the end of the quarter. Even though he didn't score, you saw the effort with 3 seconds left and Westhampton inbounding under their own basket.
Yeah, he's a fun guy to watch. You know, just about he plays football as well. He's a fun guy to watch in any sport. And, he just goes out there and, he has fun. And that's what he's doing out today, and he's playing pretty well. And they'll continue to do that. They've got about 12-point lead, so I think they can continue that. Like I said, come out strong offensively and defensively like they've done, holding this Westhampton team, which is pretty impressive. And, yeah, we have seen a lot of Jordan Bennett for Westhampton. I believe he's their leading scorer. So,
yeah, 6 points for him. He is a guy that has dominated for a long time, and he's dominated the Amityville Warriors. And the Warriors really held him off the score sheet until the end of the second quarter there. He did have the last 6 points, but Westhampton, they're not a threat from beyond the arc. They're a big team, though, and they're a team that likes to dominate the glass and the paint, and the Warriors have done a really good job of containing that to this point. Yeah,
as you see, the point scores are kind of spread out across, and, that's a good thing. Like, hold the big scores down, and they've done a good job of doing that. And, that's what Amityville has done. They've letting their good players kind of get off to a good start. Clinton is the lead scorer, but Dickerson is heavily involved in this game. And like you said, Westhampton, they're a lot bigger, they're a lot taller than Amityville, but obviously the size doesn't matter, at least in this game, because you've got noticeably a lot shorter players on the Amityville side of the ball. But you see they've got a 12-point lead, so they're looking to hold that coming into the second half.
Let's break down what happened in the first half of play. Game opened up untraditionally. A technical foul was called on the Hurricanes. Amir Dickerson sent to the free throw line before we even had our opening tip-off. Hit 1 of 2. Then no tip-off because of the technical foul. Warriors got the ball, and Dickerson immediately gets a three-pointer to answer a quick basket by Truman Hahn. Hahn leading scorer in the first half for the Hurricanes with 8 points. But after Dickerson hit the 3, Hahn answered back with a 2, and then basically the entire game and where the Warriors are at this point because of the lead they built up was because of a tremendous run that Amityville was able to go on.
Yeah, that 13-0 run, we saw a combination of points from Amir Dickerson, Tristan Trellis, Dejon Clinton, and Isaiah Nixon. And, when they're able to get such a big run like that, especially in a game where they've, against an opponent that they've been struggling offensively against and, kind of been playing from behind, it's good to play it's good to play up against an opponent like this. And, they've done a tremendous job of that. And, I think Coach Agostino is doing a great job, especially with substitutions. We've seen Dejon Clinton come out a bit, but he's still been able to be the leading scorer this half, and he obviously keeping his impact players in a lot, but he kind of spread in and out. We've seen their points kind of spread out, but I think that Amityville, they've done a great job so far, coaching and on the court, and they're going to continue to do that, if they want to win this game.
Warriors out in front, 16-4. After quarter number 1, this is against a team that can put points on the board and, like we said, can be dominant in the paint. Warriors continued that run into quarter number 2. Dickerson gets to the free throw line, gets it from 12 to 13-0 run, as you had mentioned. Finally, it's broken by Truman Hahn, who was the only scorer up to that point for the Hurricanes. Then the teams kind of went back and forth for much of the second quarter, but every time Westhampton would score, Anthony would the Amityville Warriors would answer right back, and you really have to give credit, I think, as Dickerson gets all the attention on the court. Every time he has the ball, everybody swarms him. You needed somebody else to step up, and Dejon Clinton, especially the second half of the second quarter, he was doing everything for Amityville.
Yeah, like I've noticed Dickerson kind of getting all the attention, and when you've got a player like that who's obviously leading Suffolk County in points, he was on the LI Top 100 for Newsday. Someone like that he's going to get all the attention, and I mean they've limited him somewhat. I mean he's not the leading scorer, but he's still able to put some points up and kind of be there for his team, putting an impact there for his team, and defensively, for Westhampton. I mean, it's always good to somewhat limit a player like that, but they haven't done a perfect job. And Dickerson's he's doing just fine. And I think Dejon Clinton's helping him out a lot.
So the Warriors did what they needed to in half number 1, but you play 4 quarters for a reason. What are your keys for Amityville to put this one in the books?
They've got to continue playing defensively. We saw some blocks defensively. And, they just got to keep playing out in front. They got to keep playing good offensively. They had that 13-0 run. If they can go on another run like that, straight out of the half, I think they can put this game away right away. And as we could see, we have these Amityville players, Amir Dickerson, Dejon Clinton, Tristan Trellis. We see them putting up points. They have to continue to play well and try to get some of those other players fleshed into the game plan, come out offensively and defensively. I think they'll be able to pull this one off.
And that concludes the halftime show here at the Fred Williams Memorial Gymnasium. It could not have gone better for the Amityville Warriors as half number 1 comes to a close with Amityville leading 28-16. But Westhampton's a good team, and there's plenty of basketball left, so don't go anywhere. Second quarter action coming up next, right here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
I'm Jose. I work construction. My day starts at 4 a.m. Life's tight, but I eat right by choosing one day a week to prep multiple meals with healthy recipes. Then I freeze the extra. I save money by bringing lunch to work. Then dinner is already made. Life just got easier, and I have more time to spend with my family. To learn how to eat right when life's tight, visit snapedny.org to learn more.
SNAP-Ed is funded by USDA Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.
Coach Agostino, the head basketball coach for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Basketball Network.
And welcome back to quarter number 3 here at the Fred Williams Memorial Gymnasium. Matt Grice and Sean Kruder is going to join me this quarter here on press row as Amityville starts the second half with a 28-16 lead, but it'll be Westhampton with the ball and driving baseline as Quinn Ones. He needs some help. Now they get it back out to the left wing. Down low to Bennett, low blocks, double teamed, kicks it over to Hahn in the paint and finds the bottom of the net. So a quick start for the Hurricanes, 28-18, 7:35 to go, third quarter.
And there's Hahn again, him and Jordan Bennett being able to get a good start offensively here.
Mason answers right back for the Warriors with a little spinorama basket. Driving in the lane, it's Hahn. Gets it over to Bennett. Bennett underneath, up and in. So the best players for the Hurricanes getting off to the hot start, 30-20, 7:10 to go.
And as we see here, Westhampton kind of getting off to a good start offensively. Amityville's got to try to limit that if they want to keep this lead.
Miss for the Warriors, so Bennett will slow things down. Far sideline, kicks across court to Hahn. Bottom of the circle, guarded by Flight. There's a screen. Three-pointer by Hahn, off the front of the rim and does not find net. Rebound pulled down by Clinton. Flight has it. Clinton now right wing, picks up his dribble. Gets it over to Mason. Mason drives, puts up a long 2 from the upper left block, doesn't fall. And pushing the tempo the other way is Hahn. Hahn decides to take it himself. We get a whistle, and they're going to say a foul on the floor, push. So the Warriors still up by 10, 6:30 to go, but it'll be possession, Hurricanes.
We see the foul here. And we see Westhampton kind of getting off to a good start, like I said, offensively. That's what they are going to need to be able to win this game.
Bennett gets the inbound pass. He made that play earlier in the game. Pretty looking play, catch and shoot, and hits.
Seeing a lot of Bennett and Hahn coming right out of the half, and that's what West Ham's going to need. Like I said, they're star players to impact.
Three-pointer from the corner by Flight. That doesn't go. Board pulled down by black jerseys. Pass down low, and we get a travel called on Dante Quinn Ones. So Warriors will take over with an 8-point lead, 6:05 to go in the third quarter.
An 8-point lead. It's getting a little shorter than the 12-point lead they had at half, but as they drive down the court, they're going to try to at least hit their shot here.
Dickerson pulls up from the upper right block, doesn't go, And the rebound pulled down by Hahn, but he is double teamed, needs some help, gets it over to Quinn Ones, and we get a whistle and a foul called on Takai Mason. So possession will remain in the hands of the Hurricanes, and we are seeing a very different Westhampton team to start this second half.
Yeah, I think Coach Davis went in at half and kind of said something to the team that they have to change something, and I think we're seeing a huge improvement here at half. A lot of fouls.
Outlet Hahn. That one will not spin in the net, but the offensive board is pulled down by Quinn Ones, takes it out to the near baseline, then back to the hoop himself. That doesn't go. Dickerson can't get the rebound, and a foul on the third opportunity as Dante Quinn Ones' effort will reward him with an opportunity to go to the free throw line. And for the first time in the second half, we check in with Janiah Barton, who is on the sideline.
Alan Dodson Isabel has been playing basketball all his life, actually, with heavy influence from his parents, but he always wanted to play. Both of his parents were basketball players all throughout high school. In fact, Alan plays starting point guard. One of his greater strengths are shooting because he's been practicing that all his life. But he does want to improve his defense because other players are stronger than him, and defense isn't his strongest attribute. A goal he has for this year is to win the state championship. Back to you.
Thanks, Janiah, and winning the state championship starts right here as the free throw is missed, but the board is pulled down by Bennett. Warriors able to get the steal. Clinton, bounce pass, Flythe, left side, paint, kicks it out. Corner three, Dotson Isabel off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound, Mason up with the shot and draws the foul, and he'll get to shoot a pair.
Dotson Isabel setting that goal of the state championship. I mean, it's a big goal, but they last did it in 2018, and I think a team like this, especially coached by someone like Coach Agostino, can definitely get there.
A long and storied basketball history here. A.J. Price being part of that story. We talked about him earlier as the first free throw by Mason falls, ending a 5-0 run for Westhampton. And we said earlier tonight that A.J. Price was honored as he is getting inducted into the Suffolk County Athletic Hall of Fame. Second free throw doesn't go, but the rebound pulled down by a white jersey out of bounds. And last touch off of Washington. So the Warriors will get the ball back.
Yep, and here we see him.
Mason drives, right hand, left side, and converts. So he misses the second free throw, but he hits the field goal. 33-23, Warriors back up by 10, 5 to go in quarter number 3.
Just Bennett again. We've been seeing a lot of him.
Bennett driving behind the back, or at least he attempts to. And now we have multiple bodies on the floor as Bennett hits the deck. Clinton hits the deck. And the striped jerseys will call a foul on Clinton.
I think Bennett went down kind of late there. I saw Clinton go down first. I don't know how. That was called on both.
3 offensive fouls called on the Warriors in the first half. And there's a tray knocked down by Truman Hahn. He has definitely been the best offensive player tonight for the Hurricanes. It's 33-26 as they slowly eat into this Warrior lead. 4:37 to go, third quarter.
Big 3 there by Hahn. And he's been kind of leading this Westhampton team out of the gate, cutting the lead.
And Takai Mason with another layup. So Mason has been the only scorer for the Warriors here in the second half. He has 7 points in the third quarter. Amityville up 35-26, 4:15 to go. Quinn down low, it's Bennett. Bennett baseline, kicks it back out to Quinn Ones. Corner, three-pointer, drained by Truman Hahn, and he is on fire. 35-29, halfway through quarter number 3.
There we go, Hahn again. Westhampton with these 3-pointers this quarter. They're cutting the lead, only 6 points now.
Dickerson drives, and they wave off the shot. They're going to call the 4th offensive foul of the game on Amityville, so that'll be a turnover for the Warriors. Possession belongs to Westhampton.
Like Agostino said, the turnovers, that's what's been killing them lately. And, I mean, we've seen a lot of offensive fouls on Amityville so far. And, the fouls is what's going to end up hurting them as we have 3 minutes, 48 seconds left in the quarter.
Back to Bennett again. Intercepted by Trellis, fresh off the bench, and that'll go out of bounds off his fingertips. That's what you were talking about before, Sean, is that even when he doesn't make the play, Trellis is everywhere. Hahn gets it past Flythe, up the court, drives, kicks it over, down low to Washington with the easy bucket from the left side. 35-31. Westhampton within 4, 3:26 to go, third quarter.
Down to a 4-point lead now as Trellis is back in the game.
And there's a jumper from Hines, and Hines is able to
big points there
for the Warriors. 37-31, loose ball on the floor, and it is scooped up by Washington. Washington getting smothered by white jerseys, and Bennett will calm things down and find Hahn right in front of his own bench. Thinks about another three. Hahn with 2 3-pointers here in the third quarter. Fake handoff by Bennett. Now he pulls back for the 3-pointer and drains it. You knew at some point their best players would heat up. 37-34, 2:45 to go in quarter number 3.
Yeah, we saw Hahn lose it there, but it wouldn't matter as Bennett would drill a 3-pointer as Hahn again loses it.
So it's like a fumble on a football field the last few seconds here as bodies are flying everywhere, and they're going to say possession belongs to Amityville.
Wow, I just want to take a minute. Look at this. Down to a 3-point lead. Westhampton, they've done a great job. Like I said, Amityville, they're going to have to come out strong offensively and go on another scoreless run, and they just haven't done that so far. They've got 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the third quarter, and, they've been limited so far, and Westhampton has just dominated.
8 points for Truman Hahn as there's a timeout on the floor. 8 points for Hahn just in the second half alone. 16 points altogether. And you knew he was playing well already, but now that Jordan Bennett is starting to get going, this is a guy who has dominated Amityville, put up 25 and 17 against the Warriors last season, coming off a big game against Rocky Point. And the Warriors pretty much held him scoreless. But I think what's dangerous for Amityville, you see the confidence on that last play where Bennett, who's a big guy and not known for shooting beyond the arc, fakes, gets an open look, steps back, puts up the tray, and drills it.
Yeah, they've done a great job. Hahn shooting with all those 3-pointers, and Bennett, with rare occasion, seeing him step back behind the 3-point line and shooting that. A big thing, like I said, they've got to come out. Amityville has to come out offensively, and we see Amir Dickerson, I believe, was scoreless so far this quarter. And like I said, their impact player, putting up no points, that's going to hurt a team, as I believe he's out right now.
It'll be Trellis, Clinton, double teamed. Back to Trellis, bottom of the circle, slows things down, dribbles right side, tries to force a pass down to Mason, gets tipped and taken away. Back the other way, it's Quinn Ones. Quinn Ones guarded by Hines, good defense. Quinn Ones in the lane, swiped away by Takai Mason, out of bounds.
Big block there by Mason.
And possession will remain with the Hurricanes. Quinn gets it in. Down low, good passing. They wave off the basket, and they call a travel. So the Warriors will take over, leading by just 3, 2:08 to go. Amityville led by as many as 16 points in this contest. Presses on. It's up to Flythe to break it. He finds Mason. Mason to Clinton in the lane. Left side, too strong off the glass. Loose ball. Mason up with the shot and good.
Mason again. We see him trying to commit. He's got a lot of points this quarter.
Back the other way. Hahn answers right back, and that's been the story of this second half as quick responses by both teams. 39-36, 1:40 to go in the third quarter. Clinton, top of the key. Hands it over to Trellis. Trellis looking for the screen. Sending Mason into the corner. Trellis still has it. Over to Hines. One step. 3-pointer. Trellis. Right wing doesn't go. Rebound by Hines. And Hines finds the bottom of the net. So the back and forth continues. And it's now 41-36. 1:13 to go. Third quarter.
Hines gets another.
Bennett, far wing, gets a screen from Washington, drives in the lane, scoops it, doesn't go, gets his own rebound, too strong off the glass, And the little man, Trellis, comes down with the board. Bounce pass, Clinton, left side, up with the shot, no good. Washington tries to get it out of bounds, and they're going to say last touch off a black jersey.
Out on Westhampton, we see a lot of effort there, trying to get it over. I mean, Clinton, obviously somewhat of a shorter player against the tall defense, Westhampton, but able to get the ball back here. Trellis will start out.
Vermakoff and Smorinas come into the game for Westhampton. Down low and scooping off the glass is Takai Mason. He's been the Warriors' best player here in the second half. 43-36, 38 seconds to go. Down low, and it's knocked out of the hands by Hines. Outlet pass to Flythe. Flythe left side with the right hand, no good. But they're going to call a foul, and that will send Wesley Flythe to the free throw line. 30.2 seconds left in the third quarter with the Warriors up by 7.
You know, we're seeing a lot of Hines and Mason so far in the third quarter. And like I said, it's good to get other players involved. But, you know, I think they got to get Amir Dickerson back on the court.
I believe he has 3 fouls. Maybe a reason why Coach Agostino has him out. But when he does put him back in, you figure you get your best player well rested. The number 1 scorer currently in Suffolk County is Flythe. Hits the first of 2 free throws. And the Warriors now back up by 8.
8-point lead here. Can make it 9 with this free throw.
Flythe 8 points in the last game off the bench. He gets the start tonight as he converts the second free throw. And it's 45-36. Shot clock turned off. 25 on the game clock in quarter number 3. Hahn has it. Hahn has been on fire here in the third quarter. Cross court pass to Quinn. Quinn steps up, three-pointer. No good off the side of the rim, but the rebound pulled down by Primakov. Bennett has it knocked out of his hands, but he's able to regain possession. Quinn driving in the paint, up with the shot, no good. Loose ball. And Clinton has it, 2 seconds. Outlet pass. Hines at the buzzer will not get a shot off on time. And that is where quarter number 3 ends here in Amityville with the Warriors leading by 11. It's 45-36. 1 quarter left to play. And we'll be right back here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
I'm Jose. I work construction. My day starts at 4 a.m. Life's tight, but I eat right by choosing 1 day a week to prep multiple meals with healthy recipes. Then I freeze the extra. I save money by bringing lunch to work. Then dinner is already made. Life just got easier, and I have more time to spend with my family. To learn how to eat right when life's tight, visit snapedny.org to learn more.
SNAP-Ed is funded by USDA Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.
This is Mark Stewart, center for the Amityville basketball team, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
3 quarters in the books and 1 to go as the Amityville Warriors hosting the Westhampton Hurricanes currently find themselves with a 9-point lead against a team that really had their number last season, a team that's chasing them right now in the standings. And if Amityville can have a strong fourth quarter and close this out, this would be a very good league win for them. But as we saw, Sean, in the third quarter, when the Hurricanes' best players get going, they are a dangerous team to contend with.
Yeah, we see a lot. We see Truman Hahn. He's shooting a lot of threes in the third quarter, along with Jordan and Bennett. They've a lot of their good players coming out of half. We see them kind of cutting the lead down. I mean, Amityville still with a 9-point lead here, but you know they've kind of come out of the half different and trying to get this lead back. You know, for a team that they've won the past couple seasons.
Flythe, Mason, Clinton, Trellis, and Hines on the court. So Dickerson still on the bench to start quarter number 4 for the Warriors. And we are all set. Flythe inbounds for Amityville right in front of us here on press row. Fourth quarter underway. Trellis drives left side, doesn't go. Rebound pulled down by the other number 3, Quinn. Cross-court pass. Bennett slams it home. 45-38, 7:44 to go in the game.
Bennett, his second dunk of the game. Anytime he has the open lane, he goes for it. He's a bit of a tall guy. He's obviously going to show off.
That ends a 6-0 run for the Warriors. There's a turnover in midcourt. Bennett trying to make it 2 in a row. This time, soft touch, left hand off the glass and good. And the lead is cut down to 5. 45-40, 7:22 to go in the fourth. We got a whistle and a foul.
Number 3, Sam Quinn for Westhampton.
Steve. Amityville may want to consider slowing down the pace here a little bit as the Hurricanes have established some momentum here early in the fourth quarter.
You know, we kind of saw the big momentum switch.
So Clinton has it. Three-pointer put up by Mason, and Mason answers right back.
Mason answering right back there with the three. Again, seen a lot of him so far this half.
So it's 48-40, 7 minutes to go in the game. Driving is Hahn. Hahn scooping with the right hand off the glass, and good. Hahn has had an incredible game for Westhampton.
Now Amir Dickerson back in the game here.
Another three-pointer. That one's not going to go for Mason. And that shot's no good. Loose ball pulled down by Quinn once. He can't get the second opportunity to go, and we get a foul call, over the back foul called. And Amityville will get the ball.
Missed three by Sam Quinn. And Dickerson will get the ball back as he enters the game again in the fourth.
Figured Dickerson pretty well rested here. Westhampton pressing. Clinton, Hines kicks it into the corner, near corner. Flythe around the world, other side. It's Clinton, three-pointer, rims out. Loose ball off the bottom of the backboard, and the outlet goes to Hahn. Hahn guarded by Dickerson. Hahn driving to the basket himself, and it's Hahn again. 48-44, lead cut down to 4 points, 6:05 to go, fourth quarter. Still pressing. Dickerson is tasked with getting the ball across the timeline. He does. Finds Mason, puts up the three. That doesn't go. Rebound underneath. It's Clinton. Fakes the shot, up with it, and it's tipped away by Bennett, but stolen right back by Takai Mason. And the lead is back up to 6 with 5:43 to go in the game. Well, there's a jump shot, no good. A rare miss by Hahn. Here comes Mason, driving down the lane the other side, loses the handle, looks for help. Gets it over to Dickerson, drives in the lane, up with the shot, no good. Rebound, Mason, his putback doesn't work, and it'll be Quinn who comes up with it. Bennett, over to Quinn, back to Bennett. Bennett up with the easy lay-in as he had position on Clinton, and we get a timeout on the floor. And this is getting to be a real interesting game down the stretch here. 50-46, Warriors clinging to a 4-point lead with 5:10 to go in the game.
I'm seeing a lot of Clinton on Bennett, and obviously Bennett's been dominating in that type of matchup. He's a lot taller than him, and you know, anytime they get closer to the net, you know, it's obvious what the outcome will be for Bennett, as he's been on fire. You know, Clinton, we haven't seen a lot of him so far this half. It's more of Takeem Mason and Jordan Hines so far. But, you know, they still have a lead, but it's been cut down to 4. So Amityville's got to be able to hold this lead. They got 5:10 left in the game, and they got to come out different. You know, the momentum has switched ever since the half, obviously favoring Westhampton. So Amityville has to come out. We see Agostino in the timeout. They've got to come out with a new strategy and something to be able to hold this lead.
We knew that Westhampton was good, and we were surprised to see the slow start that they had in the first half. And really, this game was built on the backs of a 13-0 run that they had back in the first quarter, extending into the second quarter. And since then, Amityville's been able to hold on, but it has been the Truman Hahn and Jordan Bennett show here in the second half. Warriors, to their credit, they are trying to keep pace, but that lead has been knocked down to 4 points as we are approaching the 5-minute mark of the game. And Alan Dotson-Isabel back in the contest, and right off the bench takes it into the paint, spin around jumper, and hits. And it's 52-46, Warriors in front, 4:50 to go in the game. Pull-up jumper, upper right block, doesn't go from Bennett, and Dickerson pulls down the rebound.
A rare miss from Bennett there.
Mason, fancy dribbling, double teamed, has it smacked away, takes it back himself, trapped in the corner, double teamed, finds Dickerson, pump fakes to the left, keeps it. Now he sends it around the world corner. Three-pointer by Flythe, and Flythe drills it. 55-46, the lead is back up to 9 as we approach the halfway point of quarter number 4.
Big three from Flythe there, making it back out to a 9-point lead, kind of extending it there.
Bennett looking for the screen, trying to take it himself. 4 white jerseys around him, and we get a whistle, and they're going to call a travel on Bennett. Give Jordan Bennett credit. He's their best player. He's trying to take over this game, but trying to maybe do a little bit too much there, Sean.
Yep, I mean, Bennett is obviously a different matchup now with Clinton out of the game, but he's trying to do too much. Obviously, another travel called. We've seen some of those so far this game.
Dotson Isabel gives it over to Hines. Dotson Isabel has it back, and that pass is tipped and off of Takai Mason out of bounds. So it'll be possession Hurricanes with 3:43 to go in the game, and the Warriors sweating it out a little bit. They have the lead back up to 9. Bennett has the ball, gets it over to Hen, and Han loses the handle out of bounds, but it is tipped there off a white jersey. So the Hurricanes will keep the ball. Inbounding near sideline, right by the baseline. It'll be Quinn. Quinn gets it into the hands of Han. Han guarded by Flythe in between the circles. Drives, left side, baseline, up with the layup and in as he gets around Wes Flythe. And it's 55-48, 3:20 to go in the game. Hampton pressing.
Seen Flythe kind of struggle defensively so far, but he's made up for it with some points.
Three-pointer drill from the quarter by Jordan Hines. It's 58-48. Lead back up to 10 for the Warriors. 3 minutes to go in the game. Driving in the lane now on the other side, it's Bennett. And they're going to call a foul.
Another foul here. It's Kai Mason. He's going to send Westhampton to the free throw line.
And right off the inbound pass, Trey off the far rim, doesn't go. Dickerson with the rebound. Amityville up by 10, looking to build on that. Down low, layup doesn't go. Dickerson with the rebound. Underneath with the shot, and that doesn't fall, but 24 draws the whistle from the official. And that'll send Dickerson to the free throw line where he started this contest tonight with the rare technical to start a game. And it's a 10-point lead again, Sean, but it feels like it's a lot closer than that.
Yeah, Westhampton obviously playing a lot closer game. And Dickerson here with another chance to put some more points up. He's kind of quiet for a lot of the third quarter with, I believe he's got 3 fouls, so maybe Agostino trying to keep him from fouling out as he drills another free throw, but it's going to make it a 12-point lead, the same lead that they had at half. So with 2 minutes, 45 seconds left, might be feeling a little comfortable here.
Wouldn't get too comfortable, though, because we've seen what Han and Bennett can do as Dickerson converts on a pair. 5-0 run for the Warriors. Bennett has it, taking his time, guarded by Mason. Gets it over to Washington, back to Bennett. Bennett pops from three-point land, doesn't go. Dickerson with the rebound. Amityville has it. Still up by 12, 2:20 to go in the game. Three-pointer, corner, Flythe, short, rebound. Pulled down in the paint by Quinn, and we get a whistle and a foul. And we'll have to see who they reward the ball to. It looks like the foul will be called on Amityville, so it'll be Westhampton basketball. 60-48, 2:13 to go in the contest. And we get a timeout on the floor. So we know that the Hurricanes can score very quickly. On those last 2 possessions, though, it seemed like they were trying to slow the pace down a little bit. It's kind of getting to a point in this game where I don't know, Sean, if they're going to have that luxury moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, you know, a lot of they've obviously got a 12-point lead. It might feel a little comfortable, but like you said, you know, they don't want to get too comfortable. Westhampton is a team that can put up a lot of points. We see Bennett and Hahn really rolling here in the second half. And like you said, it might not feel like that big of a lead because I feel like the momentum is a lot different and it is on the side of Westhampton. So they've just got to, like I said, kind of play up They got to play safe. Like Agostino mentioned earlier, the turnovers. Turnovers is what killed them. We've seen a lot more of those here in the second half, and they've got to limit those. Play safe. Keep the ball safe with the 12-point lead. They've got about 2 minutes left. So, we see Clinton and Trellis there, on the bench, but he's doing Agostino doing a good job subbing his players in. We've seen a lot of Mason and Hines here. Like I said, we've seen other people contribute. They're kind of limited Dickerson here in this game.
Mason with 16 points in the second half for the Warriors, 18 overall, as Bennett crosses the timeline, finds Hahn, left wing, double team, picks up his dribble, back to Bennett. Bennett sends it around the world to Quinn. Quinn back to Bennett, almost intercepted. Bennett drives in the paint. Dickerson plants his feet, takes a hit, and the shot counts. 60-50, 1:49 to go in quarter number 4. And the Warriors trying to break the press. Mason needs some help, double teamed, and looks like a timeout called by Agostino. A smart timeout there, because it looked like the Warriors are about a second away from a 5-second violation.
Yeah, Mason kind of trapped there, nothing to do, and smart timeout by Agostino.
Here's where your veteran leadership comes into play, and we know that this Amityville team belongs to the junior Amir Dickerson, but the Hurricanes have a lot of leadership as well. We told you about how Hahn and Bennett, they had their way with the Warriors last year. These guys know how to get it done, and we've seen what they can do in crunch time. So I think what we're seeing is last year maybe the Warriors weren't ready to take that next step yet based on how they played against the Hurricanes, but tonight has been a different story, and this Westhampton Hurricanes team is very good, but Amityville has shown that they can stand tall with them.
Yeah, I think last year, obviously with Amityville losing both contests, definitely by a significant amount, but here we've got 1:40 left and they've got a 10-point lead. I think they've come prepared. They've obviously game planned differently. They've done a good job here. Like I said, got to be able to hold it. Hold it here with less than 2 minutes left.
Flythe, Hines, Clinton, Mason, and Dickerson on the court for the Warriors. And on the other side, it's going to be Quinn, Hahn, Bennett, Washington, and Quinn ones. 1:40 to go. Warriors, 10-point lead. Dickerson taking his time. Midcourt, double team, pick up his dribble. Mason. Back to Dickerson, playing catch with Mason. Mason picks up the dribble, takes one step, needs some help, spins and finds Clinton. Clinton double team, pass, tipped away, but Dickerson able to get it back. Crossover dribble, in the corner, three-pointer, Flythe, and he drills it. We've seen that play a couple of times. 63-50, Wes Flythe from downtown for the second time here in the fourth quarter.
Wes with another big three-pointer. And I might kind of ice it here with less than a minute left.
Right back the other way, Truman Hahn with ice in his veins as he hits the tray. And the lead is cut down to 10 as we have hit the 1 minute mark of quarter number 4. It is still a Warrior 10-point lead, but this Hurricanes team is not going away. And again, you take away that 13-0 run the Warriors had in the first half, and this is a different game.
Definitely. Back-to-back threes by each team. You see Westhampton not out of it yet. They're not giving up, and rightfully so. Bennett and Hahn rolling here. Also, they've got help. Quinn ones with some good, great efforts here. But, Amityville, like I said, they've got Flythe, Mason, Hines contributing along with Dickerson and Clinton. And we haven't seen a lot of Trellis here in the second half, but, his helping out in the first half. I think Agostino's done a good job of managing this team with the lineup.
Yeah, and pregame themes, and we had talked about this earlier. Don't turn the ball over. Don't fall behind early, and don't give up big runs, and spread the ball around and get other people involved. And Amityville has checked the box off in all three of those categories. The only reason why the lead isn't bigger than it is because, again, respect to Westhampton. This is a really good basketball team, and if the Warriors can hold on here in the last minute, this would be a really good win for them. But I'm sure one of the messages in the huddle right now from Coach Agostino, he's been around a long time. I'm sure he's telling them, don't take your foot off the gas pedal because things can change very, very quickly.
Yeah, they got a lot of dangerous three-point shooters, Hahn and Bennett. So if they're able to drill some threes right away, could cut this lead down quickly.
Full court press.
Be safe.
Dickerson tasked with getting the ball, and he finds Clinton. Back to Dickerson. Up ahead to Mason. Mason to Flythe, and we get a whistle. And they're going to call a foul on Westhampton. And if Westhampton wants to try to come back, we may start seeing more fouls called. As the only way Westhampton's going to have a shot is if the Warriors are shooting with the clock stopped.
Yeah, this clock stopping's big for Westhampton. You know, they've got to have time to be able to put the ball in the net here.
This is an interesting substitution as Hahn comes out of the game for Marinas. Might be a foul out. We'll have to double check that. Inbound to Dickerson, an immediate foul from Quinwans. And clearly that's the strategy moving forward. That's going to send Dickerson to the charity stripe. 53.3 seconds remaining. 63-53. Warriors out in front here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. And Warriors trying to hang on. Dickerson has been known to be very good from the free throw line. He's one of the top scorers in the entire county, #1 points per game, but he's also very good, hitting 35 free throws coming into this game, and he has several here tonight as the first free throw is up and good.
Makes it 36. 11-point lead here, but like you said, can't count him out yet.
That would actually be 38. He had 2 earlier in the first half. So he adds to that total. Lead back up to 11 for the Warriors. Second free throw. And Dickerson does the job, hitting on both of those free throws. Warriors, not too much of a press. Bennett tries to get it down low. It's picked off by Dickerson. 43 seconds left. And we'll see if Hampton fouls. And Westhampton does commit a foul. It'll be called on Bennett as he is noticeably frustrated. And this is going to send the one guy you probably don't want to send to the free throw line in this situation. It'll be Dickerson once again.
It's a big play by Dickerson, intercepting that from Bennett and getting another foul here.
First free throw is short off the front of the rim. 65-53, 40.9 seconds to go in the contest. Second free throw rolls around and finds the net. So the Warriors back up 66-53. It's a 13-point lead. And underneath doesn't go, but the putback by Bennett makes it an 11-point Warrior lead with 30.3 seconds remaining. And
big, tall guy able to dunk it.
We'll have to see if they're still fouling here. Full court press. Ball inbounds. Trapped in the corner. Mason able to find help, but it's stolen away by Quinwans. Down low, and it's Bennett again, but the Warriors smartly not fouling here. 66-57, 16 seconds left. Amityville has it. Outlet, Flythe, wide open, layup, rims around and falls. 10 seconds left. It's 68-57, and that's going to do it here as Quinwans dribbles it up the court. Now it's Hahn. Hahn with a three-pointer at the buzzer, uncontested. And there is your final score, 68-57. And the Warriors come away with the victory. So a really good win for Amityville. And we'll hopefully hear from Coach Jack Agostino in just a moment, but this was a nice job all around for Amityville.
Yep, good win by Amityville right there. Big win, 68-57. Not on the air? It's not on the air?
So Amityville with the win is 68-57. So post-game show is going to come up in just a moment. We're going to keep it here for our sideline report with Coach Agostino, who's got to be in a really good mood after a big win. Nice day for the Warriors. A.J. Price finds out he's going to the Hall of Fame, Suffolk County Athletics Hall of Fame. Amityville comes out and ends up getting the win. And while we await Coach Agostino, we can start talking about this one. Two really good teams going back and forth. 13-0 run in the first half. I think that was part of the difference, but the other part was the effort offensively in the second half by Takai Mason with Dickerson on the bench.
Yeah, Mason, obviously big, stepping up here. You know, we saw a lot of him in the second half, and that's good. You know, we see whenever we see other players contributing, like I said earlier, that's great. And he really stepped up big for this Amityville team with Dickerson on the bench for the third quarter. And, you know, that is, you know, not only him, but we saw Jordan Hines step up. We saw Trellis step up in the first half. And, you know, and Wesley Flythe with a lot of three-pointers. So it's great all-around effort by the Amityville team.
So we'll break this one down for you on the post-game show. Hopefully we'll hear from Coach Agostino with Aaron Kruder along the sidelines. But we're going to step aside for a moment as the Warriors win this one 68-57. Don't go anywhere. Post-game coming up next on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
I'm Jose. I work construction. My day starts at 4 a.m. Life's tight, but I eat right by choosing one day a week to prep multiple meals with healthy recipes. Then I freeze the extra. I save money by bringing lunch to work. Then dinner is already made. Life just got easier, and I have more time to spend with my family. To learn how to eat right when life's tight, visit snapedny.org to learn more.
SNAP-Ed is funded by USDA Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.
Coach Agostino, the head basketball coach for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Basketball Network.
And welcome back to the Fred Williams Memorial Gymnasium as the Amityville Warriors get an impressive home win against the Westhampton Hurricanes by a final score of 68-57. We are still hoping to hear from Coach Agostino, so we'll be bringing him to you shortly as Aaron Kruder is along the sidelines for us. But Matt Grice and Sean Kruder here break down this game in the post-game show. Let's go all the way back to the first quarter. Strange start to this game. Dickerson gets two free throws to start things off. After the technical to start the game, it was Hahn who responds real quick. But then right down the court is Dickerson again with a big three-pointer. Hahn again answers back. And you knew your best players were going to be your best players. That's what we saw early on. But it was at that moment that the whole game changed.
Yup, Amityville able to go on a 13-0 run here. You know, points by Nixon, Clinton, Trellis, and Dickerson. You know, this is what I talked about. Trellis able to, you know, he didn't play a whole lot at the end of the game, but contributing big in the first half. Not just with points, but, you know, you be able to see him a force on the court. And then Clinton obviously was the leading scorer for the Warriors at the half. You know, big part in that 13-0 run. So
yeah, it sure was. And you know, the Amityville key to this game was come out strong, play for each other. That's what Coach Agostino talked about in the pregame show, and they did that. And really, you know, the final score, which was 68-57, an 11-point victory for the Warriors. I mean, those 13 points, that was right there at the beginning of the game. It was a 12-0 run at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, Dickerson went to the free throw line, converted 1 out of 2. There's your 13-0 run completed. And then it was really back and forth as Westhampton started to find their game a little bit in the second quarter.
Yeah, in the second quarter, you know, at the end of the quarter, you know, they were still down big, but, you know, they were able to fight back and, you know, some big points. You know, see Hahn and Bennett, the lone scorers along with the Quinn ones. And, you know, you see those, like I said, you know, when you only see a few players scoring, you know, you got to be able to flesh that out and get the rest of the team involved. And but you see Bennett and Hahn, obviously, big impact in this game. They're tremendous ball players. But in the second quarter, Westhampton not able to cut the lead short, but still a big quarter for them. because they come out of the half with the momentum shift, and they're kind of able to give the Amityville team some doubts. But they were not able to pull it away as Amityville kind of kept, like I said, playing out in front, trying to get those points back up and get the lead bigger.
So it goes into the half with the Warriors leading 28-16. Bennett only had 6 points, and Hahn was great. He had 8 points in the first half. But I think a big key in the first half was, the Warriors are outmatched in the paint height-wise, but Bennett was struggling to find his game, and Amityville was not giving up second-chance opportunities in the paint.
Yeah, we see players with a lot of effort not giving up right away. I mean, right when they don't make the shot, the ball still up, and they got to be able to play off the rebound. And I think they did a good job today.
So halftime, the Warriors with a big lead, 28-16, a 12-point lead. They led by as much as 16 points in this contest, and it looked like Amityville was well on their way to a blowout victory. But you know how basketball is as a game of runs. You never can take your foot off the gas pedal, especially against a very well-coached and very well-experienced team in Westhampton. And start of the second half, all of a sudden Bennett and Hahn came alive, and it was an offensive explosion cutting into that Warrior lead.
Yep, Hahn coming right out of the gate with 3 3-pointers. And, that's obviously big. He was a tremendous force for Amityville. I mean, a tremendous force for Westhampton right away. And like I talked about at halftime, Amityville has to be able to come out and keep that lead going. But, the momentum obviously shifted. Westhampton come out, bang, 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 shooting. And, obviously Amityville was able to rebound a little bit coming into the fourth quarter. But, tremendous efforts by Hahn and Bennett. They played their best.
I got tight at times. The score at the end of the third quarter, 45-36. So the Warriors were still up by 9, but a 6-0 run to end the third quarter. And we'll break down more of this in just a moment. But for now, we're going to check in with Aaron Kruder on the sidelines, who is with the third member of Aaron Kruder, the third member of our crew, with head coach Jack Agostino.
Hi, I'm Aaron Kruder here with Amityville head boys basketball coach Jack Agostino. Great job today with the win. So I want to ask you, what improvements were made on your team in order to win against a team that you've lost to before?
Well, I think we really defended very well in the first half. Really, they had trouble scoring. Second half, we got into a little foul trouble, so the game got a little closer. But the great part is our defense was excellent. It was consistent.
And I noticed Amir Dickerson on the bench a little bit in the second half, but we had some other players such as Mason step up and score. So what are some other players that helped your team win today?
Well, you said the name. Takai Mason was outstanding today. I was very proud of him. He played against a really good player, number 14, Jordan Bennett, is really good. You got to give a lot of credit to Wes. You got to give credit to Jordan. Dejan, all of these guys really did a really great job helping us out. I mean, everybody who played, Tristan, and there was one more I'm missing, but Anthony, he got in there too.
All right, thank you so much. Good job today. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Aaron, and thank you, Coach Agostino, and congratulations on the win. So I think we were pretty much in that spot that they were talking about right there, Sean. Dickerson did find himself on the bench because of foul trouble in the third quarter, and even though we saw that explosion, Amityville never allowed any big runs the entire game for Westhampton, and in the third quarter, a lot of that was due to the fact of Takai Mason.
Yeah, just like you heard Coach Agostino, shout out to Kai Mason. He played very well, and I think that's what helped. Like you said, they shut Westhampton out defensively in the beginning of the game, and then, like you said, Dickerson on the bench, they're able to step up, and I think that's good. Not with them not allowing any big runs. I mean, that's kind of what killed Westhampton. Amityville able to go on a 13-0 run in the first quarter, and then closing out the third, they go on a 6-0 to bring that lead up to 45-36. And, keeping the big lead is important. And it's ultimately, it is what able to give Amityville this win.
And the win would be sealed in the fourth quarter of play as, like we said, it just felt like it was so much closer than it was at points in the second half. 11-point lead going into the fourth quarter. Another offensive explosion at times by Hahn, who had couple of big three-pointers in the fourth quarter. Bennett, a couple of big dunks, got the Westhampton fans into it here. But ultimately, the Warriors had an answer every single time. And at the end, when it was all said and done, Amityville walks away with a 68-57 lead. An impressive and important win given the standings for the Warriors.
Yep, and that's obviously, that puts them ahead because a loss would have tied them up with Westhampton. And that's going to put Amityville up to 4-1 and Westhampton to 2-2. Put Westhampton directly at 500 and put Amityville comfortably above. And, you know, putting them, like I said, Allen, Dodson, Isabel set the goal of winning the state championship. And a big game like this, putting them ahead in the standings, that's going to help them out, like, to ultimately reach that goal if they are shooting for that.
Well, a lot of work still to go if you want to win that state title, but this team makes strides every single week and every single game. And Amityville wins tonight, playing their 5th game in 10 days with a final score of 68-57. Amityville will be next in action on December 27th, 8 p.m. tip at Baldwin. But for us, it's time to say goodnight and happy holidays to everybody. Happy New Year. Warriors win 68-57. For Sean Cruder, I'm Matt Grice. Have a good night.
Go to AmityvilleWarriors.com for upcoming broadcasts and events. This has been a presentation of Warriors basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.